All right, Shalom. First and foremost, we should be good, huh? Sound should be good. First and foremost, we want to give all praises, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them, and peace and blessings to all you Wakim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as to all you believers out there who believing on the gospel. And the Wadi Bashim Al Shai, as always, back with another opportunity to come, with another Thursday live. A couple of brothers from the Great Millstone Houston camp. I'm the brother Kwara Abad. And as always, we got the beloved Elder Tazapah as well. And this should be a quick one. There's a couple of things that we'll touch on here, which, as always, is a lot going on into the world. Some weeks or days, it may be more things than others. And some weeks or days, it may seem as if it's not a lot going on, but with the Heavenly Father, Yahweh Bashim Shai, is no days, he ain't taking no days off. Like Nipsey Hussle says, no days off. So there's always something constantly going on. And as prophets, as believers, the Lord gave us the advice to watch, to just to pay attention, But before we hop into it, Tazapah, do you have anything?
Yeah, I just want to say, Kal Halal, Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. And it's good to be back, brothers, on another Thursday Watch Live. Hey, like my grandparents used to say, everybody ain't able. Mm-hmm. So it's just good, and it's a blessing that the Most High give us, the ability and the breath to even be able to praise Him. So, hey, let's redeem the times, brother, and get into it.
That's it. So we'll hop straight into it. Now I'll give a quick, overview on what we'll touch on real briefly. So the first one, again, they got this extremely rare bomb cyclone that's taking place in northern U.S., in Washington, over there like Seattle, northwestern California, some parts, and we'll get into that. And also, you also got these little skirmishes that's going on that's going to lead to missiles being shot off. And not just any missile, but ICBM, intercontinental ballistic missiles with nuclear warheads attached to them. It's going to lead to that. But before that, it's going to have to be little in fights, proxy wars, allies leaving and separating and joining the enemy. But we seeing all these things. So one thing that just happened, you had Ukraine. They was recently supplied with missiles from America and from Great Britain, and shot him over there into Russia, and Russia knocked him down and detected him and said, "Oh, it's American missiles. This British missiles." So now Putin got an issue with that, So Lord willing, some come from that situation. Which everything the Heavenly Father doing in these last times, it will be something that's gonna come from it. One, He said His word ain't gonna go out void. And every little building block, it ain't just that it's miscellaneous or it's not gonna happen or it's in vain. No, it's gonna lead to something, man. A lot of these little small things, the articles that people skip over, and they'll hit the Diddy articles, hit college football articles, whatever it may be, but they'll skip over these little ones. But this gonna lead to their life changing. These things that the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al Shai, starting with the apostles, the elders and brothers of Great Millstone on down, also brothers who might not be in Great Millstone but teach the same doctrine and who also on their watch, But these are the little insignificant articles in this world, as it may seem as insignificant. These are the important things, man. It's gonna have an effect on everybody's life, And we'll play about 10 minutes of Elder Yashawama video that he put out today, News and Prophecy. It says Trump's appointees in the MOTB update, and we'll end it off with a little video from Mike Adams going into the chaos that's coming, to the streets of America. So we'll hop into it. So the first one, naturalnews.com. Matter of fact, I do got a quick one.
Yeah, I'll read this for you.
Okay, you got it.
The precept you mentioned, Isaiah 55, verse 11. So shall my word be that goeth forth out of my mouth. it shall not return unto me void, but it shall accomplish that which I please, and it shall prosper in the thing whereto I sent it. All right, so that's the word of the Most High. There's no vanity in it. All right, the Most High, he don't speak vain and empty words. If he say something, or if he have a prophet to record something, it's good as gold. All right, and you could precept that with Numbers 23 and 19. That God is not a man that he should lie, neither the Son of Man that he should repent. All right. And so all of these things that we go into, that we bring out concerning the scriptures and prophecy, either they have come to pass or about to come to pass, because all things right now are getting ready to come to a close. All right. And the final chapter on Esau and these heathens getting the best of us, that's about to be written and closed. A new day is coming and a new era. All right. And the gods are going to rule and reign on this earth again. All right. Yasha'al, the princes of the power. But go ahead, brother.
I got it real quick. And this is Matthew chapter 24. And it's Yahushua speaking in verse 32. It says, now learn a parable of the fig tree. When his branch is yet tender and putteth forth his leaves, ye know that summer is nigh. So likewise ye, so just as, we start seeing, for example, leaves dying, trees dying, that winter is coming, so on and so forth.
Right.
Like Yahushua said, if you see the clouds in the sky, it's about to rain. What the Lord said, just as those things should be obvious to a man, verse 33 says, so likewise ye, when ye shall see all these things, all what things? All the prophecies, all the things that they start with Yahushua in this chapter, for the context sake, but all the things that him and the prophet said, the prophecies. When we shall see all these things, he says, know that it is near, even at the doors. So it should be obvious what time we're in. And you know what? And that's another thing. That's how we know that what the Bible said. Thinking about Habakkuk, the second chapter, at the end it shall speak and not lie. And this is how we know we have the truth, man. Now everybody's starting to speak the same tune that the apostles, elders, and bishops and brothers have been speaking for years. Now everybody trying, even vocab and Christians, everybody trying to get into end time prophecy now, right? You got even Mike on Brighteon.com. Granted, he a Christian, but now they don't just talk about the Jesus love and all that. No, it's end time prophecy. All hell about to break loose. Civil war. Why? Because that's the spirit that the Lord got on the earth. Man, Elder Tazapah is a word that you use at camp about evils. We was going into evils. And you said something. It was a word. Man.
Oh, but hysterical?
No.
Not that. Okay.
Nah, it was a word. You said evils. That's the spirit of the times of the age. That's the
zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist. Yeah. Zeitgeist, right? You go into zeitgeist and correct me if I'm wrong, but zeitgeist is the spirit of an age. The theme of the times. In other words.
Exactly right. Geist deal with ghost. Zeit dealing with age.
Yep. And the themes of the time.
Or spirit. No, spirit. So it just speaks to the times, of a certain era. And that's what I was saying, is kind of like you going into, shit. Yeah, things are about to change fundamentally and overall. And the zeitgeist is, because I've been noticing that the Lord is fine to, like you fine tune your radio station. And at first it's a little fuzzy, but you can hear your song a little bit, but you have to still turn that knob to get it to where it's clear. That's kind of like where we at right now. You see, you got the prophets out here, and you can hear the kingdom, but it's a lot of static and distraction, a lot of noise going on. But the word is out there. But soon the Lord is going to turn it to where it's on perfect in line with the kingdom. And like you saying, brother, I noticed this over the time. Even Alex Jones and I've said this in lessons. Okay, you pulled it up. I'm gonna let you have it. I'm gonna make this point. But Alex Jones didn't talk about church or mention the Bible. He wouldn't even mention the Bible or prophecy or God. And you'd have heard him talk about we need to pray and all of this. Because see, that's what it takes for niggas. They got to be put into hurt before they acknowledge the Most High. They have to be put in straits before they'll acknowledge the Most High. And who's more of a nigga than Esau? And our people just learn of his ways, going all the way back to the serpent. All right, because that's the same spirit, like we talked about last night. The spirit that's on Esau was the spirit that was in the garden of the serpent. So he's back to make sure that our people stay going off. But that was his whole purpose in the garden in deceiving Eve, was to get Adam to get her to go off, but then ultimately get Adam to go off. And so that's Esau's strategy today, keep us going off. But going back to the point, shit, who was I talking about?
Zeitgeist.
Yeah, we was on Zeitgeist. I had mentioned somebody. It's okay. It'll come back. Go ahead into that, brother.
Con, I read it for y'all. Play it.
Zeitgeist or Zeitgeist.
Zeitgeist. It says Zeitgeist. Zeitgeist, meaning the spirit of the time, the general trend of thought, feeling, or taste. It says taste characteristic of a particular period of time. So in other words, the theme, right? What the majority of the people thinking, what they feeling, right? What's the energy in the earth at this point in time?
That's it. The energy. What's the energy out here? Right. That's it, brother. You nailed it. Right. And I was going in on Alex Jones, but I noticed that with a lot of Edomites, that they mentioning God more. And that's just the spirit of the time. The Most High is slowly tuning the kingdom in on this third realm of existence. Mm-hmm. And pretty soon it's going to be loud and clear when you see Yahushua crack them clouds with the host of heaven. That's going to be it. You're going to hear it loud. You're going to hear Yahweh by Hashem Yahushua loud and clear in that day. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that was it.
That's it. So with that, we'll hop into it. And again, this one shouldn't be a long lesson. We just got a few things to touch on. Salaki, but this is the first one from nationalnews.com. This was put out today, right? November 21st. It says an extremely rare bomb cyclone. And this is my first time even hearing about a bomb cyclone. It says an extremely rare bomb. Well, again, too, when at times of we about to start hearing and seeing a lot of things that we haven't heard and seen before. So
yeah, mega storms and shit, mm-hmm. Part natural, part man-made. Mm-hmm. Man. But yeah, brother.
And that's another thing. This is Elder Tazapot. It's another article that it ain't just a so-called natural disaster, but it's one of those ones. Look, it says extremely rare. Or like the other ones. This haven't happened in over 100 years or 500 years.
Like the cicadas and all of the other phenomenon that's been taking place. The Lord is letting his presence be known for those that are paying attention. But yeah, you got it.
God. So it says extremely rare. And you know what? As we talk in LA Times, I just got a a notification from them. They just sent the article just now on this very topic. It says California bomb cyclone storm. When will the rains hit the LA area and how bad will it be? So, but I'm gonna read this one. It says extremely rare bomb cyclone blast northwestern US with snow, rain, and heavy winds that could spur dangerous flooding. It says a rare bomb cyclone is blasting the northwestern US and parts of Canada in a weather phenomenon. I'm surprised they didn't say of biblical proportions, because that's another thing that's been said in a lot of articles of biblical proportions. Why? Because as the Elder Tazapah just said, we're in the age that the Lord is speaking. And how he's speaking? By way of sending plagues and judgments on the earth. Mm-hmm. It says, in a weather phenomenon that meteorologists say only happens around once in a decade. And I know Apostle Tahar, he said this, it was a couple of years ago, but he said that once a new decade come, the spirit changed. Yep, hey, that's crazy. It's like, guys, huh?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, I remember him saying that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And it's true, because I've lived through a few decades. And it's true, man. The 70s had its own vibe, spirit. Then the 80s came, shit changed. We was rocking Jerry curls and shit. In the 70s, we had Fro. It was Black Power and shit. Jake had Unity, and Esau came up in there with black exploitation and other shit, and the perms and shit. And then by the time the 80s came, it was Jerry curl and let your soul glow. All that shit. Yeah, Eddie Murphy was making fun of that, but that was the zeitgeist of the 80s. Rubik's Cube, Pac-Man, and Michael Jackson Beat It, and all that shit. Breakdancing, Fat Boys, all that shit, bro. In the 80s, it had its own vibe. And then the 90s came, and, I guess everybody got their own feeling, but, for me, the 90s, I was, just getting out on my own. And shit, hip hop was really just kicking off. Niggas was getting money, and that was the vibe, of the 90s hip hop. Because you had the Tupac and Biggie, still in the game. And I could go on and on, but just giving you a little example. Yeah, brother, that's true. Apostle, he was speaking truth on that.
And Shalom Tala, Akim Akwatu may be tuning in Yahweh Shema Shabrakatham. And Shalom to the elder Yahshua as well, Yahweh Shema Shabrakatah.
Shalom.
Yeah, he said, yeah, he said,
go ahead, Doc.
Now he said, Yahweh Shema Shabrakatham. He said, Khan, Esau is big on God these days. LOL. Yeah, and that's true. Because I watched his lesson today, which we're gonna play a little bit of Elder Yashawama lesson, but that's true. These people have been forced into talking about what we talking about because of Ezekiel the 12th chapter. It says that it's gonna come a time. Now he was talking to Israel, but we got these Christians and these other people, but it's gonna come a time when nobody go be able to give a vain response or of a divination on what it may be. No, everybody will eventually have to say what they see. And even Bishop Nate and IUIC, they changing their stance on the MOTB right now. And say, well, it is gonna be one, it might be one, but it ain't the no. Well, we coming into the times to where you ain't gonna better deny it. It's gonna be in everybody's face, man. And that's the beautiful part about prophecy, though. Saying these things when it don't seem true or if it's gonna happen, but once it happened, man, it's gonna pay off.
That's right.
But right, going back to the spirit of the times, there's none but evil coming to this place. But I continue this. It says meteorologists, Salakia, say this only happens around once in a decade. In early Wednesday, the affected areas saw hurricane force wind gusts and thousands of people were left without power in California, Washington, and British Columbia. Washington was particularly hit hard by outages, with more than 650,000 customers there losing power. And this is the thing, I ain't see this nowhere. Like, you don't see this on the everyday news. They ain't even warning people about this.
Right.
Telling people what's going on with their fellow Americans. And again, another thing, over there in North Carolina, them people ain't just straight now. They still suffering.
That's right.
Come on, man. Matter of fact, I got a dude I work with. His name Mazen, right? And I work with him. He from Lebanon. Like, came over here a couple years ago. He from Lebanon. And what he was saying, he was like, man, people really don't understand. And he got a strong hatred towards them small hats, a super strong hatred towards them small hats. But I be talking to him, and he don't even like nobody at the job. The only person he come up to talk to is kind of me, because we kind of beginning get into it with the conversation on everything. But he got a strong hatred for the small hats. And one thing he was just saying was that people don't really understand war, because he been in places to where he just eating at his apartment, and a missile come hit, boom, and now you got to fight for your life. He told me all kind of situations like that. He may be in his 50s now, 40s, 50s.
They don't here in America. That's right. They don't understand the ins and outs of war. That's true. But go ahead, brother.
And one thing he was saying, people don't really understand like the suffering that come with that. He was like, they may update it on the news and tell you, oh, Lebanon got bombed. And then the next day later, and one thing he got a strong hatred for too is celebrities and sports, like the American lifestyle he hated. But he was like, you have war and they'll update you on, well, Lebanon got bombed and so on and so forth. But the next day is, well, the Jets won and Kim Kardashian this. He was like, well, that's not on the what's not on the news is how these people still got to wake up the next day, go find family members, try to get their life back. They don't have no remains of nothing, forgetting everything, and that's not being reported on the news. So going back to why I even brought that up, a lot of people in North Carolina, different parts of America, and the Lord doing it little by little, being affected, and they just not about to bounce back because Trump got in office, as if they gonna hit the lottery. No, these people about to suffer. The Lord hitting different regions in America little by little, man.
Right.
Different plays, just as he did in Egypt as before.
Let me hit you with this real quick. Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth. Oh, all right. So again, Isaiah chapter 24, verse 4. The earth mourneth and fadeth away. The world languisheth and fadeth away. The haughty people of the earth do languish. So it's as I was speaking earlier. All right. This present world, the Lord is tuning out. He's changing the channel on this shit. It done ran its course. It is expired. All right, it's time to bring in the new. Go out the old, bring in the new. So as the scripture saying, the earth mourneth. So there's a lot of mourning now that's being masked here in America with distractions, bread and circus. It's just like Edomite brought up with the Mike Tyson and what's his name fight?
Jake Paul.
What's his face? Yeah, Jake Paul. They said that same night or that same day, the government or the Fed was being audited, or the military. I believe it was the military was being audited. Some part of the government was being audited and failed miserably because it's been a gross mismanagement of funds here in America. It's just like Kamala was donated $1 billion for her campaign. Did you see that bitch campaign?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I seen, have a few celebrities come out, but I mean, did she really ever put on the campaign? But get this, out of that $1 billion, she ended up 20 million in debt. But what did she campaign? I can see if you can see her, she in this state, then the next day she's over in Connecticut, and then the next day she down in Texas, and you could kind of make a case, but I ain't really see any of that. But that's just to point out, it's all kind of corruption, and the Heavenly Father is getting ready to bring all of this shit to a close, and going back to the distractions and all of that. People here in America don't have a clue. For the most part, you got some people that know what's going on. Of course, there's always an exception, but the masses in America don't have a clue. I see the pictures of the children. They are dusty and bloody, busted up. Little children. Yeah, they don't go away just the next day. For those parents or siblings or the survivors, they don't go away. But it's not going to be real to these U.S. citizens until it comes to the U.S. And this, like I said a couple of weeks ago, it's just like with the North Carolina situation with Helene, which you just mentioned it, but as far as the media and news, you think them people okay. You don't hear no more about it. But, I'm just speaking right now to the disconnect with reality, with the Babylonians. And that's why this is Babylonian. This is the virgin daughter of Babylon, America. It's about confusion. All right. Isaiah 47:1, it says, come down and sit in the dust. Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Dust is confusion. So this is what Esau is doing. He's throwing dust. He give you a Tyson and what's his face fight. That's dust. He throwing dust in your face, and then he do a little shake and move and break your ankles on the crossover.
Mm-hmm.
Because you was caught up in the dust. The Diddy situation, like you mentioned, that's dust. He just put that dust in your face. Now he doing all kind of other shit on the side. Hey, that's Babylon. But going back to the scripture, Isaiah 47:1, come down and sit in the dust, O virgin daughter of Babylon. Sit on the ground. There's the Most High bringing this place down. All right. The dust symbolizes confusion, which is the very root word of Babylon. It goes back to the Hebrew word Babal. Babal is Babel. It's in the word Babal, Babel, Babal. Babylon. Is that not what the Lord said? Let the wicked be wicked still. They so infatuated with Babylon, let them Babylon.
Mm-hmm.
We got to push on and push forward with this truth. So it says, sit on the ground. There is no throne, O daughter of the Chaldeans. But thou shalt no more be called tender and delicate because, as it goes down, and when you read on, the Heavenly Father is exposing this place, lifting the skirt. So when you see the secrets behind, you see how, as they say, the sausage is made, you don't really want to eat sausage no more. So when the Heavenly Father is showing to the world the ways of America, she don't seem so tender and delicate no more. But yeah, the Lord is well, the earth is mourning and the world is languishing. All right. And at the same time, the house of David, the body of the Lord, the church, is being magnified and exalted. So it's a beautiful thing, man. For those that are paying attention and have the eyes to see, it's a beautiful thing how the Lord is doing it. Very poetic. But go ahead.
That's it. So we can finish out this article with the bomb cyclone. Now I got it pulled up right here and just typed in bomb cyclone on Google. And I guess the scientific word for it is explosive cyclogenesis. Now, what it is, it says, and again, this happening like right now. It's going on. People dying, lights off. But it says, what is a bomb cyclone? It says bomb cyclone is a term given by meteorologists to a storm that appears to intensify rapidly with a central air pressure dropping to at least 24 millibars in 24 hours. And one thing that was saying, like as I was looking it up, what's the difference between a hurricane and a bomb cyclone? Because that's pretty much what it is. But it ain't just that it dropped water or send rain and wind, but a chance of snow in that too. And it made me think about in Egypt, how the Lord had hail and fire come down. Multiple so-called natural disasters happening at once. Snow, rain, wind, all these things taking place at once. That's a bomb cyclone. But going back to it, it says early Wednesday, the affected areas saw hurricane forced wind gusts, see? And thousands of people were left without power in California, Washington, and British Columbia. It says 650,000 customers lost power. Reports are already rolling in of damage, injuries, and death. A Seattle area woman in her 50s died after a large tree fell on a homeless encampment, while another woman died after a tree fell on her home while she was showering. At least 2 people have had to be rescued by emergency crews after a tree fell on their trailer, and multiple fallen power lines and trees have been reported throughout the area. Let's see, I jump down. Let's read this. It says, it is expected to stall along the coast and continue to pound the area with dangerous conditions well into the weekend. And it could create check this out, it could create a month's worth of rain and several feet of mountain snow throughout the Northern California and the Pacific Northwest. It says Mount Shasta, for example, could see up to 3 feet of snow, while the Cascades in northern Sierra Nevada could see up to 4 feet of snow. And it goes on. But hey, Lord willing to do bring more destruction. It even said right here in some parts of northwestern California, 16 inches of rain or even more could fall within a 48-hour span, while the northern San Francisco Bay Area is forecasted to see more than a month's worth of rain. This is expected to lead to considerable urban flooding, as well as debris flow in streets and river flooding. And think about all those homeless people in San Francisco and all in California. Wiping away tents, debris. So a lot of people will be affected from this, if not dead. Or their house flooded out.
Man.
And people in Florida, they used to floods, hurricanes, but not in California and Seattle. They ain't used to no floods like that. But that's pretty much it on that. So this is another thing. Again, the Lord, as it said in Isaiah, what it is, 29, that he one way the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, and his son Yahweh, one way they send judgments on the earth is by what people know are called natural disasters, and this is one of them. Extremely rare bomb cyclone. Because again, we're in a time like never before. But that's pretty much it on that, Tazapah. You got something?
Come. Isaiah chapter 29, verse 6. Thou shalt be visited of the Lord of hosts with thunder and with earthquake and great noise, with storm and tempest and the flame of devouring fire. All right. So, brother, reading about storms and tempests. And that seemed to be, whether it's natural or artificial, it's all the Most High. But that seemed to be one of Esau's I guess it's his favorite ways to what you call it, displace people.
Mm-hmm.
It's through this weather, floods and storms and things of that nature. But anyway, yeah, so expect more of it. It's like you were going in the zeitgeist. We're gonna see more superstorms and all of these things because hey, we're in that time. But what you got, brother?
It reminded me of that famine that hit Egypt and Joseph. The people was willing to give everything up because of what? Hard times. That famine came, you know.
Mm-hmm.
It was only 8. Well, I'm gonna get this real quick going into that zeitgeist because it's the spirit that we in. I'm gonna jump down straight to the point. It's 2nd Ezra chapter 14 and verse. I'll start at 15 in the GNT. 2nd Ezra 14 and 15 in the GNT. It says, "Put all your anxieties aside and get ready to leave this world quickly." It's the point, verse 16. "You have seen many evil things already." And that's true. We seen CV-19, right? The North Carolina thing, the rise in George Floyd. It says you have seen many evil things already, but far worse things are about to happen. We're in the age to what is proclaimed to what only evil should happen. It says, as the world grows older and weaker, the evils that will come upon his people will multiply. Evils, that's the spirit of the times we're in, man. Zeitgeist. I ate the water for that word 2 other times apart. That's one of my new ones. Zeitgeist.
Yeah, yeah, come.
But only evils are coming. So moving on from that, like a little World War III update. Matter of fact, and I get Matthew 24 here in a few, but a World War III update. Now, it's been a lot going on with the nations, in the East, as they will call it, the Middle East. Also over there in Ukraine with Ukraine and Russia, in Taiwan with Taiwan, China, and America. And all the BS that Israel and America is doing, across the East. But this led to, and this is leading America into war, right? Mainly Israel is dragging America into war according to biblical prophecy. But also now with America continuing to fund Ukraine and supply them with weapons, now they just drug them into a deeper hole. They just drug them into a deeper hole because as we're gonna read, Ukraine and Britain, Great Britain, not Ukraine, America and Great Britain, they gave Ukraine some long-range missiles. And Ukraine said, okay, well, we're gonna shoot them at Russia. So Putin them knocked them down and expected them and said, oh, Ukraine shot some Great Britain and American missiles. So now Putin saying, Great Britain and America, we got an issue with y'all. We got an issue.
Okay.
So let's get into it. You got something before we hop into it, Tazapar?
No, go ahead.
Con, this is from zerohedge.com. Now, this was put out today, this morning, 11:30 a.m. Hot off the presses. It says, Ukraine becoming a global war. And this is something that Putin said. Because at first it was just something over there in Kyiv, Ukraine and Russia and America trying to get in there. But everybody wasn't worried about it. Everybody have something to do with that. And why Putin said a global war, because he understands that if he retaliate, he not only retaliating against Great Britain or America, but he's retaliating against who? The whole NATO. He get that. Because according to Article 5, if you don't mind real quick, let's see. This is Article 5 for NATO, right? Which some of these members are a part of the beast. NATO is a part of the beast. But it says Article 5 of NATO, Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization. It says if a NATO member is attacked, all members will consider it an attack on themselves and will take action to help. You see that? Will take action to help. So if one NATO member get attacked, then all NATO gonna say, well, that's attack on all of us, so we gotta retaliate and help them out. So that's also what it's saying is a global war now, because Putin's saying they want to retaliate. And we'll see however it go. but these are building blocks that's going to lead to World War III. So it says on Thursday, which is today, President Vladimir Putin issued a stern warning in the wake of Ukraine launching long-range strikes on Russia's territory, utilizing newly approved US and UK long-range missiles. It says Kyiv has launched a long-range missile strike against military facilities located within internationally recognized Russian territory. Begin his televised address by saying he confirmed British-made Storm Shadow missiles and US-made HIMARS were fired targets located in Bryansk and Kursk regions in Russia, right? He said that this action threatens to turn the Ukraine conflict into a global war. See, it ain't all. See, a lot of people like Bishop Nate when he said what I said, morons, was that nothing was happening yet. Okay, well, that's not a prophet. A prophet don't say nothing when it's happening. No, a prophet say stuff before it happened. See, a lot of people like to wait on the articles to come out about the main events. We looking at the undercard, like you got like AMTV. What's he a bug out? Christopher Green. Every video he posts breaking news. World War III may start in 2 days. ICBM missiles may be shot off in 48 hours. Subscribe.
That's the Babylonian way. That's the sensationalize everything, man. And the average U.S. citizen is overstimulated, overstimulus, stimulated, Sulakia, anyway. The truth don't work like that. Prophecy doesn't work like that. That's the reason why brothers are so excited right now. And just imagine the excitement of the apostles, who waited decades to see this. They waited decades. This ain't no microwave thing where, the Lord is going to thrill you with now there is. There are plenty thrills within learning, the unveiling of the Most High as you learn about him and grow in the spirit, and that's the joy that we have in this truth, is the learning of Yahweh, Bashmi Hawashai, and his word. But yeah, for the world, they need all that hype and glamour and glitz. And the truth ain't about that, man. And that's another reason why this is a small or little sanctuary, because this ain't of the world. But yeah, go ahead.
God, I got a quick precept. Sirach 5:15. It says, "Be not ignorant of anything, in a great matter or a small." Again, a lot of people like to just focus on the big events. No, the Lord got us, going into the small details on what's going to lead to the event. Because when the event happens, Lord willing, us or those who hear us shouldn't be caught off guard in that time. That's the beauty in going into these things and watching it build up, not just waiting till it happen and say, "Oh my God, see, it's the missiles, it's the sea hill." No, we seeing the actual process of everything prophecy play out, man. It's so beautiful. The Wadi Al Bashimel was shy, But I'll finish this real quick. It says, going into Putin, he says that this action, and the action is Ukraine shooting UK and US missiles into Russia at military facilities. So he said this action threatens to turn the Ukraine conflict into a global war. See, things like this going to lead to global war. A regional Ukraine conflict instigated by the West has acquired elements of a global war, Putin spelled out, and noted that these systems cannot be used. So what Ukraine used, this is what he said, and noted that these systems cannot be used without the direct operational involvement of Western military specialists. Ukraine couldn't have shot these things off unless America was hands-on helping them. It says, but he went on to claim that the inbound Western rockets were intercepted by Russian defenses. The goals, this is what he said, the goals that have apparently been set by the enemy have not been achieved. He suggested injuries among some personnel at command center in Kirks, but noted it continues full operation. In other words, y'all ain't stopped nothing. He also asserted that no Western systems, now check this out, because this is Bible prophecy. I'm thinking of Joel, the 2nd chapter. It says he also asserted that no Western systems can counter Russia's new missiles on display earlier in the day. Now, I got a video of these new missiles. When you see these things, it's literally like missiles falling out the sky. You don't even see them. We're going to play it. They just falling out the sky. Like just dropping out of nowhere. Right? We're going to play it. But Russia got a new missile system. New missiles. And they said it's impossible for America, or not just America, but Western systems to counter them. Now, Joel, the 2nd chapter says that when these missiles are shot off toward America, it's going to be no, I'm paraphrasing, but nothing to stop them, nothing to knock them off their path. Right? Well,
Right.
The Lord got Putin saying that because it's true. That's Bible prophecy. We're reading this. Whatever this man got, the new ones we about to see on video, they just dropping. They ain't doing much of too much damage. And even people thought they was ICBMs, But Elder Taza Powers explained it to me before we started, about ICBMs. You can go into it, but a lot of people thought it was them. But when you see these things, it literally look like they're just dropping out the sky out of nowhere. Matter of fact, let's play a quick clip. Let's click on this. Now, again, it didn't do much damage, these new missiles that Putin got, but check this out. It says, look at this shit. It says, hold on, let me slow it down. It says, this footage captures a major attack unfolding in Ukraine, with Zelensky claiming it was caused by an ICBM. See, even though it wasn't what we know as the ICBM nuclear missiles, right? But the zeitgeist, people talking about ICBMs being shot off. That's the spirit of the times. War, digital currencies and CHIPS, civil war. Even for people to now mention ICBMs being shot off, that's a big deal, and that's a testament to prophecy being true, man. It says this footage captures a major attack. Now we waiting on the nuclear missiles being shot off. That's the day we're gonna be saved. But it says Zelensky claiming it was caused by an ICBM. Missiles designed to deliver nuclear or right, keyword or, conventional warheads and nearly impossible to intercept.
Oh, that's what we was talking about earlier.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It says this marks the first ever deployment of an ICBM just days after Ukraine began using US and UK made long-range missiles. So Russia ain't waste no time. They, kind of put a little scare out there. The point is, look how fast these missiles dropping. This Russia new stuff, right? New stuff. It says the strike sends a strong message aligning with Russia's declaration of entering a new phase of war. Look how fast these things falling. Let me see if I can blow it up. You don't even see it. It's just like right when it's coming out the sky, just boom. Now again, they don't put out much damage, but it don't got nuclear warheads attached. Just dropping. Watch that again. And Sodom and Gomorrah said the Lord rained, and that's what it reminded me of, rained fire and brimstone down. It looked like fire just raining out of heaven. Right, it's going to be as in Sodom and Gomorrah. Fire just ran. Look at that, man. Usually you'll see a missile, the sky already lit up before it touched down. These just dropping. But anyway, that's Putin them. That's their new stuff they bragging on. So we're going to see what could come from that. Let's read a little bit more. You got some other Taza Pa?
You good.
Con, let's see if we got a little more. It says the use of such weapons by the enemy, this Putin talking. So what Ukraine shot at Russia, he's saying the use of such weapons by the enemy cannot affect the course of the situation in a special military operations zone. In other words, y'all not stopping that. And he also said it was a big mistake for the U.S. to pull out of the Intermediate Range Nuclear Forces INF Treaty in 2019. And I remember Trump was the one that did that. Now I just typed this in. The benefits of the INF Treaty. And it says this. The primary benefit of the INF Treaty in 2019 before it collapsed. Now look, Trump back in office. So this ain't just gonna be nothing to go pick back up. It says before it collapsed was that it significantly reduced the threat of nuclear war in Europe by eliminating an entire category of intermediate range nuclear missiles from both the US and Russia. Now, Putin, going back to this, Putin said it was a big mistake. He said this today for the US to pull out of the INF Treaty because now we're about to shoot missiles. At first we couldn't because we was in a treaty, but now we're about to shoot them. Y'all shouldn't have got out of it. So now over there, Europe, Ukraine, hey, it's open so the Lord could do whatever. So pay attention to what's going on over there these next couple of days. I will say weeks, but things moving fast. Things moving fast. So this could lead to something else. Hey, Israel, America hopping in, who knows? But we'll see. But I got one precept, and we can play these last two videos. This is Matthew chapter 24 real quick. And verse, I'm going to start at 3 and jump down. It says, and as he, talking about Yahushua, as he went upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And the things that they was talking about was when Yahushua said in verse 2 that all the stones of the temple was going to be thrown down. So they said, Lord, when that's going to happen? Which he was talking about 70 AD, but that's not the only thing he was talking about in this chapter, right? 70 AD went on, right? So like, right? It says, but that's not the only thing he was talking about in this chapter. He also going to talk about the end of the world. So they said, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming and the end of the world? And one of the signs was, verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And that's what we seeing, wars and rumors of wars. Ukraine and got bold, and America to supply them, UK to supply them, they shooting them. Well, we'll see what's gonna come from it, man. Ukraine getting bold, right? Which we know all this is just a stage that these leaders on. But it says, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and see that you be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. See, it's building blocks to the end. Right. It says, for nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines, pestilences, and earthquakes in diverse places, and all these things are the beginning of sorrows. And we enter into the beginning of Jacob's trouble. We here in the beginning of Jacob's trouble. But things go increase as a woman in travail, giving birth. But before we play these vids, you got something?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna just add to that. Rick Wiles from True News, that's TRU News. He was saying they was going into, I believe that was Tuesday, how Putin issued an official letter to NATO, to the NATO countries, basically saying it's on. They violated, the agreements that was agreed on by firing those missiles. But really, NATO been in violation, but according to True News, Putin has issued an official statement that it's war. And so we just got to see how they're going to retaliate, how and when. But Russia, the bear, will do something. And right now everybody's playing patty cake because in my opinion, they're scared of the media and the media spin. Nobody want to throw the first lick. But I think NATO just gave Putin a green light, you know, and something could transpire. We just have to wait and see, you know. 'Cause it ain't about what man wants. It's about how the Heavenly Father is orchestrating this. You know, no man knows the mind of the Most High. So yeah, I would just you know, want to add that. And I guess you could find that on YouTube, but it's on for sure you could find it on Telegram, True News on Telegram. And he going into a pretty good show because he also was saying, you know, he believes, in his opinion, he think we're gonna see war by Christmas.
Mm.
So, you know, hey, that'd be a beautiful Christmas gift, you know. But go ahead,
God, that's it. That's it. So with that, we'll continue on. It was some more in this article, and we about to play 2 videos. And while we playing these videos, I'm gonna put all these articles and videos in the description box, so it will be up in there before the lesson over with. Because this is a good article. Because Putin did say a lot of other stuff, like Elder Tazapah just said, but I can't find it. Pretty much, he said the same thing. NATO kind of gave him the green light. He said he in all his right,
yeah,
and he have all the right to retaliate now. And you can't say he can't because
right,
look what Israel been doing. America, you
right,
always retaliate against people. So now we can retaliate, right? Because y'all name on these missiles that was shot at us. So he said, don't be surprised if we start hitting military bases that y'all have over here in Europe and so on and so forth. And that's what this going into. It says U.S. bracing for Russia's retaliatory attack by shutting down embassy in Kyiv. You know, but you got to do it, Tazapah.
yeah. No, shit, that was it, brother. No, I'm agreeing with you. Yeah, that's on point.
And it says Western embassies in Italy, Spain, and Greece are also closing. But just like you said, poking the bear. Somebody said poking the bear has real consequences.
Look at that. Con.
Mm-hmm. And we know as far as prophecy go, Revelation 13, the bear is gonna be the one that's gonna end this place. Him in a company of other nations.
Yeah, I know. I'm holding it.
God. Well, yeah, you got it if you want, because after that we just play these vids and we can wind it down.
Okay, yeah, I'll bring that real quick. Yeah. Okay. This is Revelation chapter 13. And I started 1. All right. And I stood upon the sand of the sea and saw a beast rise up out of the sea, having 7 heads and 10 horns, and upon his horns 10 crowns, and upon his heads the name of blasphemy. You will go into it?
Oh no, you got it. You got it.
All right, so this beast is today is represented of the of NATO and the EU. All right, and NATO is NATO and certain EU countries. It's not all of the EU, but certain EU countries like France, Germany may jump in there, are implicit. You know, NATO and EU implicit in this aggression towards Russia. That's going to cause Russia to respond, and that's what America wants. That's what the whore wants. Remember, the whore, pursuant to Revelation 17, sits upon this very beast. So when you sit upon the beast, you know, there's a certain level of control and understanding, even though the beast is stronger, more powerful, but you know, the rider usually has the upper hand. And that's the case with this whore, America, that sits on this beast. All right, we see her pulling the string. behind all of this. All right. It was first what? The ATACMS, which is American US missiles. And then after that, you know, the UK, Britain followed. Right, because the whore is she controls the beast for the most part. All right. So that beast, NATO and the EU, all right, what else is yeah, okay, the seven heads. The seven heads being the seven major Edomite empires throughout history, beginning with Greece, then you had Rome, Germania Major, Germania Minor, and you had France, Spain, Britain. So those are the seven heads. And the 10 horns are the founding countries of the EU going back to ancient Rome with the European Economic Community. All right. Um, which those core countries, because they've expanded beyond the 10, but originally it was the 10 horns. Belgium, Netherlands, Luxembourg, Italy, Ireland, Greece, Spain, Denmark. Uh, did I mention Britain and Germany? I lose count or track, but roughly those are the 10 nations. If you got them on hand, I just for the because I don't have them on
Yeah, I don't got
hand.
them on hand right now.
Okay. Yeah, but those are the 10. I think that was all of them. And so yeah, okay, and upon his horn 10 crowns, because these countries are all, you know, they're well, basically they're pretty much, you know, even though they'll have presidents or prime ministers, they're living as kings, the men that are set over these countries. All right. Then when you get into verse 2, it says, and the beast which I saw was like unto a leopard. You see, going into them seven heads. The leopard is a representation of Greece, or the beginning of Esau coming into world rule, talking about major influence and rulership. All right. And that began with Greece, the leopard, Alexander the Great. It says, and his feet were as the feet of a bear, which is the brother just read about, with them poking the bear, meaning provoking Russia. Russia is the bear. So if it began with Greece, the saying right here is going to end with the bear.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And we see that shaping up. It says, and his mouth as the mouth of a lion, which is going back to England, because ultimately the orders come out of England. When you really think about it, you know, who that Meyer said, give me control of a nation's money and I care not who make its laws. And shit, the money center is right smack dab in the middle of England. So that lets you know who called the shots. It's no coincidence that BlackRock, you know, in part, but a great part, runs America. BlackRock is funded by the Rothschild, the Bank of England. So when you go up high enough, all right, is what I'm saying. When you go up high enough, the orders or the mouth, the well, the orders come out of England for the most part. Europe, but yeah, that's the lion, the mouth of a lion, you know. And the dragon gave him his power and his seat and great authority, and that's Rome. All right, the dragon represents ancient Rome, and we're in the revised Roman Empire right now. And so that's why I said the dragon gave him his power, because they've adopted the power structure and system of ancient Rome. And so, but that was the point, that it says that beast that I saw was likened to a leopard, and his feet were as the feet of a bear. And that's just dealing with, the end of this beast system is going to end with Russia. So you got it out.
God, as a spirit that you went into that, because this clip that we about to play from Elder Yashawama video is gonna go into that. Trump, Elon Musk, this being the same Roman system, but it's some good information. We'll wind it down with these videos because this is the American society that we about to enter into. Right now, we know Trump then won president, but it's not over. Right? It may not be. We may not make it to the inauguration. And even if we do, Trump is promising to send troops in. Remember, the DOD just passed legislation to say if state and public police need help, they can send in troops. Remember, the DOD just passed that. Now Trump backdooring weeks later saying, yeah, that's my first thing I'm going to do. And again, when they talk about sending in troops for immigrants, they don't know who an immigrant, who not an immigrant. And they don't know what section these immigrants in or where they at, specific places. So troops will be sent, guess what, across America. Across America. So that's just like a little smoke screen to tell you it's about to be a police state, but Americans think it's just for the immigrants. No, it's for you too. It's for you too.
Hey, and you might can help me with this, but it was either Mike Adams or either Mike Adams or Scott Ritter. They said something that was profound to me, and that was when you think about it, now that Trump did win the election, now the Biden administration, because they was counting on Kamala, basically extending the policies of the Biden administration another 4 years. So now they have to cram 4 years into basically 2 months. And so now you're really looking at Revelation 12 and 12.
Man.
Because now you're going to see desperate measures come out of D.C. Because, hey, well, we just have to see how it plays out. But I just thought that was profound. That they and this is why you see the rapid escalation with this. That's a major escalation to fire missiles, U.S.-made missiles, just to letting it be known. Because remember, at first they was lying. Oh, we ain't have no soldiers. We're not sending no soldiers to Ukraine. And the whole time they were. And to go from lying about having soldiers over there to firing missiles, that's a rapid escalation. Yeah, because they was counting on Kamala. I don't know how or why, but they was counting on Kamala to milk that thing, to string it along. They making money off this shit. Half of the money that they given to you, that our tax money that they're allegedly sending to Ukraine, is coming back to kickbacks to the senators and congressmen. Zelensky and his generals getting broke off. Zelensky out here in the U.S. living large, or last I heard. And we talk about the genocide in Gaza, but they don't call it that in Ukraine. But goddamn, you killing all the men. What you call that? That's genocide. Well, I mean, they ain't killing all, but they anybody that's able-bodied, they putting in the fight. So they're getting decimated. But anyway, go ahead,
So we're gonna play a little bit of El Yashawama video, but everything you're saying is on point and definitely in the spirit, because that's what Mike going into. He gonna play this little clip of this guy who will be in Trump cabinet, and he's saying day one Trump go move. I believe he said with light speed. Now Trump first term in office with the CV with the juice, he was known for the warp speed. Moving quick with the juice, right? Getting everybody jabbed up. But now with the military, it's gonna be light speed. And he did it before with the warp speed, but now it's military. But let's play a little bit of the Yashawama video real quick, because he gonna go into Trump, Elon Musk, and really what they here for. And even Dr. Oz, he joined the club. But let's play a little bit.
The latest breakthroughs. Turns out one of the biggest discoveries
in health, so to speak, who Trump has put over, is back ruling again, and he has a plan. So let's listen to this guy, Dr. Oz, who Trump has put over Medicaid, Medicare, and health, so to speak.
Oh, and the thing is, real quick, and I'm gonna just let this play. But when you look at it, everybody Trump put in office are people who are willing and ready to forward this new world agenda, who ready to forward the small head agenda and this new digital world agenda. Everybody he put in place willing and ready, even old Dr. Oz. And that's what they're about to show right here.
The latest breakthroughs. Turns out one of the biggest discoveries is actually this tiny. See how small that is? This little chip may be the next big thing, and it sounds like it's right from a sci-fi movie, but people all over the world are implanting these into their wrists. So I asked my producer, Dean, to find out more about this cutting-edge technology and what it could mean for your health.
Whether it's our smartphones, our watches, our fitness trackers, or...
And as he has here, Sirach 12:10, never trust thine enemy, though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed of him and beware of him. And many of our people who are of the opinion Donald Trump is the answer and America is getting ready to be healed. All right, you all are going to be presented with this, and a lot of you are going to take it. See? Because forwarding yourself here and in this life is at the forefront of your gospel, your doctrine, even you so-called Bible believers. All right? America was supposed to be this sort of promised land for you all. See, but that took a crazy turn. And now the common working class is like, we need help. And Trump is set up to offer you that help. But even his cabinet is going to lead you to the very same thing that John the Revelator saw in Revelation, the 13th chapter, where you're going to be presented with this, man. We're living in the end times of prophecy, man. As it says in Ezekiel, the 26th chapter, or Ezekiel 12 and around 26, in your day, O rebellious house, will I say the word and speak it, and it's going to come to pass. See, so these things are no longer rumors. They're no longer conspiracies. We are here, man. So why would Trump, out of all of the people, put this guy in this position?
Our Bluetooth headphones, it's clear that technology is not just part of our lives, it's running them. It's how we buy things, watch things, how we date, stay safe, even how we travel. Paul? Cool. We're so attracted to our devices that they're basically becoming a part of our bodies. But what if they really could become a part of our bodies? Well, guess what? They can. Meet the RFID microchip. This tiny chip, which can be implanted into your wrist,
See? And that's that fourth industrial revolution, merging man with machine.
Now, mind you, this is on the Dr. Oz TV show, a man who Trump just put in his cabinet, or willing to put in his cabinet. But everybody who's joining this man are down with the new world system or the small hat pro small hats. You see, Elder Tazapah, you got anything before we continue?
So you see where it's going, right? And that's a big part of how he calls it off. You know, I don't know if the elder gonna go into it, but yeah, if he over Medicaid, then all them people with Medicaid, Medicare, if they want to keep it, you're gonna have this chipping time.
Mm-hmm.
And that alone is gonna get millions, tens of millions of Americans to get that. And I've said that for years. The medical shit is what's going, you know, because everybody's sick here in America or on something. And that was going to be a major way that they was going to get people is by way of their medicines. But anyway, you got it out.
I just looked it up, just eyes on etymology online. It says, of course, they bring up Wizard of Oz, but it is just another wizard, you know. Cabinet letter, another wizard being added. That's it. Another witch being added. I'll play a little bit more. Oh, so this is a question. So this gonna be like the new Dr. Fauci? Because you know when the medical thing came up, Fauci was all over. So is he gonna be like the new, you know, medical man?
It might be.
Well, so if so, we see what he done with. He done with C-hips. He done with it.
Recreating man in their image. All right, we're in those times. Give me 1 second here. Right?
Did say wrist uses short-range radio frequency identification, similar to the tech used to track your pets or your phone. Once implanted in your body, it could identify you as you pass through the airport, open the door to your home. It could even be used to buy groceries at the supermarket. Now, your driver's license, passport, keys, and wallet are all inside your body, contained in something the size of a grain of rice.
I know it might sound like sci-fi, but it's not. 10,000 people have already been chipped, and the number is growing.
The possibilities are limitless, especially when it comes to your health.
And this was around 2001, I believe. All right. Or a little bit older, but again, this is his mindset. So you have Elon Musk, and now you have this guy. See, Elon Musk is dealing with the aspect of the forehead, all right, and healing people, all right, miracles through science. People are allowed to hear, see, walk again, right? And then you have the convenience of getting in your house, identifying yourself.
Man, you know what just hit me? Trump putting people in his office. Well, the last two major prophecies we waiting on is World War III, which we know that's going to begin by Israel dragging America into war. And also the last other major prophecy, the second one, really this is the first one, the MOTB, the RFID micro C-hip, this is the first major prophecy left. The second one is World War III. This is the thing. World War III will happen.
Trouble.
You know, yeah, you know, Jacob's trouble. You know, that's when the famines, you know, the riots, concentration camps, all that's gonna happen. Leviathan go pop out. You know, newly created creatures, all these things gonna happen. And in the midst of that, you're gonna have these two major prophecies play out. But when you look at Trump cabinet, the people he's put in his cabinet are people who are pro these last two prophecies, whether they know it or not. Because Elder Yashirama just said he got Elon Musk in there. And this man is known for the technology with putting C-hips in people's heads. You see Dr. Oz, he went putting C-hips in people's hands. That's right. Them two with the C-hip. Now, and you know, man, you talked about it, Elder Tazapah, thing last week, or you know, throughout the week, maybe Tuesday. But every other person that Trump put in office are pro small hats. So they go be whatever Israel want to do. Y'all want to go to war, y'all need weapons. They gonna be with that further dragging America into war. And you just mentioned BlackRock. And remember, Trump asked Larry Fink Trump just asked Larry Fink this week, the CEO of BlackRock, to help Trump look for a secretary, Treasury secretary. So BlackRock is helping Trump look for a Treasury secretary to join his cabinet. So you got people who with the C-hip, heads and hands, people who pro-Israel, ready to go to war and supply Israel. And you also got BlackRock got their hand in Trump cabinet. Where you think it's gonna go, man? Come on.
Yeah, and no patriots.
What you say, Slaggy?
And no patriots. He hadn't named any patriots.
But he's so patriotic though, huh?
Yeah, he's supposed to be making America great again. You know, like he's supposed to give Alex Jones a position, or Ron Paul. He's supposed to put some of the people that have been, you know, beating that past already. But anyway, yeah, you're on point. That's right. Shit, the elder on point. Yeah, you got it.
Let's play a little bit more.
Buying, selling. All right. You mean to tell me this has nothing to do with John the Revelator?
I'm gonna run it back a couple seconds, and I'm gonna play like 2 more minutes, and we're gonna play maybe 5 minutes of this next video, and that's pretty much it. Elder Tazapa.
All right. Miracles through science. People are allowed to hear, see, walk again. Right. And then you have the convenience of getting in your house, identifying yourself, buying, selling. All right. You mean to tell me this has nothing to do with John the Revelator warned us of? Because when these letters went to the churches, okay, they were heavily coded. When you get the book of Revelation, the 13th chapter, these letters were coded for the elect. You see that? So you mean to tell me that what we're witnessing take place has nothing to do with what John saw? We'll get to that in just a minute.
Oh, imagine you're rushed to the hospital without any identification, but with just one scan of your chip, doctors know your name, date of birth, medical history, insurance, blood type, allergies, even the medication you're taking. This chip in your wrist won't just change your life. One day, it might just save it. And that's why this little RFID microchip is the next big thing.
Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakak Wadash.
There you go. So check out this brother's video, man. Brothers are on it. You know, the majority of the world, they see Dr. Oz being put there. They're like, okay, yeah, whatever. But okay, why is he being put there? Okay. What are these devils doing? Again, you have Elon Musk, who announced, all right, the NWO. He's
remember, we enter into a new age, man. A new time. And that's what he's about to go into now. So he just spoke on the MOTB, but now he's about to go into how Elon Musk is out just blatant, you know, just saying, look, it's a new world order. Trump, what we about to do is a new world order. That's the way they're going, man. You know why? Elder Tazapa said it, Revelation 12, they don't have a lot of time on their side. They don't have time to waste.
He's basically on his platform talking about Novus Ordo Seclorum, which is Latin for a new order, a new secular order of the ages, a new world. All right. He posted this to his Twitter pretty much the day after Trump got his win.
Look at this.
Novus Ordo Seclorum. Did Elon Musk make a Megadeth, which is a demonic band, a heavy metal band? And you know what heavy metal is all about. Reference after Donald Trump's win, and this is more than a Megadeth, a heavy metal band. All right, sang. Okay,
and to me, even a child on his shoulders, that give me a little Baphomet, you know, vibe. You know, the Baphomet head with the, you know.
We'll look it up for you because we know we have new listeners all the time, but you should be very well in the know of what this means. And this is why no one wants to listen to mainstream media anymore. Okay. because the truth is out there. People are more into conspiracies and, you know, facts and truth and this and that. But as you can see here, Musk, an image with Donald Trump shared on X, captioned it Novus Ordo Seclorum. See that? What do you think he means by that? The Latin phrase translates into a new order of the ages. While the phrase can be heard in Megadeth's track Washington is Next, it also appears on the back of US dollar bills because the old world goes away with paper money, bringing you into digital money. See, which Trump is talking about, he's going to get in control of that to where the elite won't have control of it. As a matter of fact, real quick, let's listen to him because he's talking big, but listen to him.
Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny as your president.
Now, what he about to go into? We go finish it off with, you know, after this clip with Trump. What he about to go into just to show that whether it's Kamala or Trump in office, it's an agenda that's got to be followed.
Right. Either way, right. Same bird.
Mm-hmm. And whether there's an agenda by Esau, we also know, and that's the confidence that we have, understanding prophecy and the Heavenly Father and His Son. It's ultimately Bible prophecy that these things got to take place. So it don't matter who in office, nobody gonna change prophecy. Democrat and Republic ain't gonna change prophecy. Trump getting in now, what they're about to show us a while back, Trump was saying, we ain't gonna get no CBDC. I'll never do that. Now he all for it. He all for it. Why? Because he's just a character being put into position to forward the same agenda. That's it. That's it. Even Trump supporters, they're like, why he putting all these pro small hat supporters in office? Right, because he's following the agenda. If he was really that dude, like they would have just said, he would have had patriots and pro-Americans all in there.
Right.
People who down for the CBDC, who down for the who down for the RFID micro C-HIP in heads and hands, and everybody who pro-Israel, let's go to war. Because it's an agenda that's being followed, man. You was about to say something?
No. Go ahead.
Okay.
I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know about that? I didn't know you know so much. Well, New Hampshire, very smart people. Very current. You know what they're doing. Such a current.
You see, Esau don't think people paying attention to him. Trump was even surprised that they knew about the CBDC. He's like, oh, shit, y'all niggas know about this?
Me too. I'm surprised too, to tell you the truth.
God. Mm-hmm.
I didn't know you know so much.
Said,
I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know about that? I didn't know you know so much. Well, New Hampshire, very smart people. Very current. You know what they're doing. Such a currency would give a federal government, our federal government, the absolute control over your money. They could take your money. You wouldn't even know it was gone. This would be a dangerous threat to freedom, and I will stop it from coming. Tonight, I'm also making another promise to protect Americans from government tyranny as your president. I will never allow the creation of a central bank digital currency. You know?
Right. So he out of one side of his mouth, he's against the NWO. All right. But again, they're boasting in the NWO. Okay. And we always go into that. But again, yeah, Musk is he's big time NWO. All right. Remember, I believe last year or some years ago, he showed up at this gala event, which is a Satanist, all right, fashion show where they do all kind of rituals and wickedness. But he showed up with an outfit bearing the phrase Novus Ordo Seclorum. Hell no. All right. Elon Musk outfit was more traditional at his previous gala outing in 2018. At one, he wore a priestly getup with a white jacket bearing the phrase Novus Ordo Seclorum. See that? So he's all about it. And another one, he had Baphomet on his okay, yeah, I believe this one.
And you know what?
Look what he had.
So that's pretty much it of this video. But this Met Gala was months or a year ago before Elon was even or Trump even this election even happened. But he had Nuvos Auto Seclorium on his jacket, which means all this stuff set up. These people be knowing ahead of time, man.
Yeah, these are just rituals to get him to this position. You know, they do these things, you know. I think Trump his whole life was, you know, set up for him to do this, fulfill these these end time prophecies.
Man, I concur on
you
that.
know. If it was a Damien, you know, Apostle was talking about him, that, you know, that movie Saturday. But if it was a Damien, that would be Trump. His whole life, he was groomed for these times.
Oh, Elon. So that's it on that. But let's see what this Elon and Trump era of things gonna lead to. Let's play this quick video from Mike Adams, and we could wind it down with this. Advertiser, you got any precepts or anything?
No.
Okay,
you good. You see something?
I get a quick one. This is the brother Yahweh there. Shalom Tala Akim Akwath, you know who tuning in. Yahweh Shemal Shai Bragatham. See the brother Lamad on there. The brother Labad. Shalom. Shalom. But I'll get this real quick. Amos 3:7 from the brother Yahweh. It says, surely Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai power, will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. And that's why the brothers able to boldly speak of these things as they are happening, because we turn it to prophecy. It ain't just that we just saying it and hoping it, man. I hope we right. No, we saying what the Bible say. That's what we confident that it's gonna happen. You know, again, right. You got these people like Christopher Green, even on Redacted with Clayton and Natalie Morris. They be doing the same stuff sometimes as well. Oh my God, are we about to see World War III next week? Will we see missiles being shot off from? No, what we know is things that gotta happen. That before that, they don't know that. They actually panicking. Will missiles be shot off next week? They don't know. We have a confident knowing prophecy. Why? Because the Lord revealed them unto us ahead of time. These people, they gotta keep up with the events as it goes on, as the news come out. We know it ahead of time. So when we see the news, it's like a reassurance to us. They got to get updated as the news come out, if that makes sense. Because the Lord revealed it ahead of time. It says, surely Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai power will do nothing, but he revealeth his secret unto his servants, the prophets. The secret is the things he's going to do. The lion have roared, and who will not fear? The Lord Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai power have spoken, and who can but prophesy? You see, who can but prophesy? I see BA trying to comment real quick, Elder Taza Pod, because I just said everybody's names.
yeah, Shalom. Yeah.
I'm messing with that, bro. But let's play this quick vid real quick. This was put out 9 hours ago. It's from BrighteonNews.com. It says November 21st, 2024, countdown to chaos. Countdown to chaos. And it's a Christian, which everybody's speaking the same things as the prophets. It says Trump promises to deploy troops to deport millions of illegal invaders. So let's go ahead and play it. And this is pretty much it. And again, even think about that. This all perfect timing, because remember, about a month ago, a couple of weeks ago, the apostles, elders, and brothers was touching on information of the DOD passing legislation that if the state and local police officers are overpowered by the citizens, you can send in troops at any moment, give any reason. Even if you're intimidated, we can send in troops. Well, now Trump is saying when he get in office, he's going to use the DOD, the same people who just passed the legislation, to send in troops And he's saying this for the purpose of the immigrants, but this is the thing. How they know who the immigrants, how they know where exactly they at. The point is they scattered across America, mainly in, certain places, Texas, California, New York, Florida, right? But when he's sending these troops, it ain't just specific on, this is an immigrant. The point is, it's not just immigrants that these troops are going to be used on. It's the people in America as well, the citizens, man. One thing can lead to another. All they need is the troops in the land. Once they in the land, all they need is a little fake, false flag, something to happen, and now martial law. A crisis. That's all we need. But let's go ahead and let Mike speak a little bit, and we'll end it.
And then Ukraine launched All right, folks, welcome to Brighteon Broadcast News for Thursday, November 21st, 2024. I'm Mike Adams. We are now, a little over 8 weeks away from Trump being sworn in, if we make it that far. And I interviewed Michael Yon today to get his latest take on, the risk of nuclear war from Russia. And since I interviewed Michael Yon, then Ukraine launched Storm Shadow missiles, which are UK-made cruise missiles. I think they launched a dozen of those missiles into Russia, striking what looks like some kind of communications headquarters target, mostly in a residential area is what it looks like. It's not something that Russia can't handle, and this alone isn't going to provoke Putin into some kind of a nuclear retaliation.
And what he's talking about is what we just touched on, Ukraine using those missiles from America and Britain and shooting them into Russia.
But it's clear that Ukraine is going to continue to prod and poke and provoke Russia for the next 8 to 9 weeks up until Trump is sworn in, and maybe even after that. But, what a departing gift that Joe Biden has given, or Obama has given to Trump, which is to say, here, have a total mess. I mean, we're going to create a total mess out of Ukraine and Russia and then hand it over to you. Good luck. And we might be in the middle of a nuclear war by then. Who knows? So it's a very dangerous situation unfolding. If you heard my podcast yesterday, you heard me say that I don't think that Putin can be successfully goaded into a nuclear retaliation. And that's the good news. But the bad news is that probably he will want to use something like a thermobaric warhead, possibly from a hypersonic missile striking a very sensitive or very valuable target in Ukraine. Who knows? Russia might start attacking targets in Kiev. I hope not, but that could be where this goes. But again, I don't think Putin will use nuclear weapons, but there are thermobaric weapons that are very, very strong that could be.
I speeded it up a little bit. Let me know if it's too fast.
Used. In fact, I want to look up what size of detonations thermobaric weapons can achieve. Well, apparently the largest thermobaric weapon is supposed to be named the, quote, father of all bombs, the FOAB, and it was field tested by Russia in 2007. It's supposed to be the largest non-nuclear weapon in the world, but this is an AI-generated result, and it claims that the yield is equivalent to just 44 tons of TNT. So that's a 44-ton bomb, whereas Hiroshima was a 15-kiloton bomb. And then modern nuclear warheads are in the megaton ranges, by the way. So 44 tons doesn't seem very big compared to nuclear weapons. I'm not sure this information is correct, but let me find a video. Okay, I'm not really finding convincing footage of these bombs, actually, with these bombs, at least not that I'm seeing. Could definitely rattle a lot of Jan shortly about what's going on with, both the Russia-Ukraine situation, as well as a big question of the use of military troops in the United States to round up and deport illegals. This is a topic that I've been pondering and discussing quite a bit lately. We've got, we're being invaded as a nation, but we also have civil liberties concerns, and we never want to see the military deployed against U.S. citizens. But if the military is deployed against invaders in the United States, isn't that the proper role of the military for a while, to get the invaders out and then after that let the military stay on the border, protect the border, stop the invaders. But first, we got to get them out. So that's a question I posed to Michael Yon. What's the proper use of the military? And is this going to lead us into some kind of an expanding civil war? And his answer was yes. And he said it would not be limited just to blue cities or blue states. He said that wars expand in unpredictable ways and that it would end up doing things that we cannot anticipate and could be a very risky situation for the whole country. So
he said it's not just limited to blue states, which is where the niggas at, right? The Kamala supporters, where the niggas and Mexicans at. So once this thing happened, once Trump actually do get in office, if it become official, prepare for all our hell to break loose. Because Trump said it on day one, this is planned to send troops into America. We don't know how that's going to look. Remember, not Ezekiel 36, Sirach 36 says it's going to be a time like never before. We're going to see new things, strange wonders, right? So who knows how that's going to look? How they know which exact location are the immigrants, where they at, who they is? Would they be mistaken for citizens sometimes? How it's going to be? Will people rights get thrown out the door as they would America think they got rights? But these are the times we in. Troops are planning on being sent day one. Now, I ain't saying day one they're going to be here, but it's going to be signed to be sent day one.
We'll jump into that interview shortly. Before we do that, I want to show you something kind of funny here. Now,
that's that. I'm going to play a quick, maybe 30 seconds. So this is a guy who's in Trump cabinet right now, and watch what he about to say, and we could pretty much end it on this. I know you quoted Revelation 12, Elder Tazapah, how Esau know he got a short time, and this is just to back up that, because when Trump first got in, he had Operation Warp Speed, which he got people jabbed up with their juice quick. Well, now with the troops, it says Stephen Miller confirms, and Stephen Miller will be in Trump cabinet. It says Stephen Miller confirms Trump will deport who? The troops will deport at light speed. And he did it before, he gonna do it again. First it was the juice at warp speed, now it's the troops at light speed. Why? Because he knew he got a short time.
Topics. All right, let's talk about the rounding up and the booting out of the illegal invaders into in the United States. So we have Stephen Miller with the Trump administration on video here saying that Trump is going to end the occupation on day one, and it's going to happen at light speed. So I'd like you to listen to Stephen Miller talk about this and how the border czar, Tom Homan, is also going to make this happen. Check out this short video.
It's going to be at light speed, Sean. The moment that President Trump puts his hand on that Bible and takes the oath of office, as he has said, the occupation ends, Liberation Day begins. He will immediately sign executive orders, sealing the border shut, beginning the largest deportation operation in American history.
So there you go. Stephen Miller, he's going to be the White House Deputy Chief of Staff for.
So he on Trump's staff, and he telling us ahead of time Trump plan on moving at light speed, right, to get these troops out, to send these troops in and get the so-called immigrants out. But again, these troops, when they be sent in, they ain't gonna go back. They're gonna stay here, and it ain't just for the immigrants. But you know why it's gonna be light speed? That's the reason. Revelation 12:12. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them, and woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea. This is why. For the devil, which is a so-called white man, Esau Edom, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath. This the reason, because he know that he have but a short time. So seeing they have a short time to rule, Esau have to move in light speed or warp speed. He got to move quick. Time ain't on this. Time on our side. Time on our side. We got forever to talk about this and do this, right? But this is the man who he fighting against time. That's why he got to move quick, So he about to start making decisions that's ain't too pleasant, It's gonna backfire on him, so on and so forth. He about to start forcing situations. That's what we about to see. And it's gonna lead to all hell breaking loose, man. And in these last major two prophecies being fulfilled, the MOTB and WW3, World War III, man. Missiles being shot off. You see? But that was pretty much it. You had anything else to talk about?
No, I'm good, brother. You can take his own night.
Well, with that, we'll go ahead and end it. And again, these all the articles that we touched on in the videos is in a description box right now as we speak. on both channels. But with that, again, Lord willing, this information, this news was edifying to those out there who care, who interested in it. But until next time, and again, until next time, Thursday, that's next Thursday. It's going to be a lot that's going to happen until next Thursday. And Lord willing it do, But with that, we're gonna give all praises once again unto Yahweh, Bahashim Yahawashi, Bahashim Rachakwadash, and double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone, as well as the men that taught them. And peace and blessings to all you Akim out there who pushing his word with all truth and sincerity, and as well as all you believers out there who believe it on the gospel. Keep fighting, keep pushing it. We almost out there.
That's right. Shalom.
And with that, shalom. The water for the precepts, Akim. So lucky we weren't able to get to all of them, but the water for tuning in. Shalom.
What's up?